Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 78 of Be With Me. Today's title is The Secret Service of Christianity. And I don't mean that service should be secret. I'm saying that the secret, one of the great secrets of Christianity, maybe the biggest secret of Christianity, is service. Here's the passage. Paul is concluding his letter to the Corinthian church. And in chapter 16, he's going to highlight a particular person, Stephanus, who does this well. And let's organize our thoughts and our lesson today and our devotion around this particular person. Yesterday he says, be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. And then today, 16:14, let all you do be done in love. Now I urge you, brothers, you know that the household of Stephanus were the first converts in Achaia, that's the province where Corinth is, and that they have devoted themselves to the service of the saints. Be subject to such as these and to every fellow worker and laborer. Then Paul's going to talk about how this letter that he's writing in his hand, he's almost done, he's got one paragraph left. How is this letter going to get back to across the Aegean Sea and get back to Corinth? He's in Ephesus. It has to go to Corinth. And he's going to answer that here. I rejoice at the coming of Stephanus. Same guy who is such a good server and laborer. Now he's traveling and leading a group of people probably to get this letter and bring it back. So he says, I rejoice at the coming of Stephanus and Fortunatus and Achaeus, because they have made up for your absence, for they refreshed my spirit as well as yours. Give recognition to such men. So the good servers, if you will. So first of all, the motivation is to do this all in love. And if you want to learn more about that, we can go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which is always given as a wedding verse, but really it's done in giftedness and in service. And he's going to highlight this man, Stephanus. Okay, so the reason that Stephanus is such a good guy, ultimately, is that he was converted. So he was the first convert in Corinth. So the why to service is because of what Jesus has done for us. So let's get that straight. If you're not a believer, this is not going to resonate with you. But if you are a believer and you've come and bowed the knee that you need the Lord and all the things he's done for you, you're going to be grateful at the end of your conversion, and then you're going to want to do something good for the Lord. So how do we serve? He says the word that's used here is devote yourself to service. And now there's a heart side to this. That is, we give ourselves enthusiastically to it. But I looked up the Greek, and there's also an arrangement. It's putting into place. It's organizing yourself. It's giving yourself in an organized way. So I think a fair question would be, is your life arranged in a way that you are devoted? And if you say, well, I don't have a passion for this, well, maybe the problem isn't the heart problem. Maybe it's the arrangement problem. Maybe it's the putting it into place. And the enemy of this is that we can actually despise the church of God, and we don't want to end up doing that. That's from 1 Corinthians 11:22. So we need to put in plan some practices to practically show our enthusiasm and love for the church. Okay. So the first question is, how do you serve? Devotionally. And then why do you serve? Because of the conversion. The next question is, who do you serve? Now here he says he's devoted himself to the service of the saints. Well, who are the saints? Saints are believers, the people in the church of God. And this is the part that demonstrates that you don't despise the church, because you serve the church. And I think our primary duty, one of my dear friends had this great line, what are my duties and to whom are they owed? And primarily your duty is to the people in the church. So you have to get that right before you spill out and make it bigger, make your circle bigger than that. So your primary duty is to the church of God. It makes the church look good. It makes God happy. He loves his church, so he wants you to love his church. And then the other thing is it makes the church winsome to those that are outside the church. All right, so then here we're going to talk about this modeling, the results of service. That is, who do I serve with? And this is a crazy thing. Verse 16, it says, be subject to these. That is, I honor this particular characteristic in you. I honor your devotion to the saints, and subject means certainly to be obedient to, but it also means to be subordinate to and to subjoin ourselves. That is, attach ourselves to people that are serving well. My favorite server in my church is now 13 years old, and in a way, I subjoin myself, subject myself to her, attach myself to her, place myself under her in the sense of that I do, inspired by her, I do like she does, because she does such a good job in this area. So we're called to attach ourselves, not at arm's length, but hold these people close, attach to them, and be like them. All right, so who do I serve? Find somebody that poops in their pants at your church, either literally or figuratively. Just somebody that needs something. All right, so in conclusion, can we describe ourselves, your service to the church, as devoted? Does it have the right place in your life? Do people find your service refreshing, a breath of fresh air? And what person do we recognize that we might want to subject ourselves and subjoin ourselves to, man or woman or child even? Someone that doesn't even have a driver's license. And don't feel bad to serve the saints. They need it, and God wants it. So it's one of our great distinctive features in our organization. I pray for all of us, Lord, lead us to love your church and love it in the way that you would have us do that we would be devoted and arranged towards service. We would serve the saints, and attach ourselves, be subject to the good servers that are around us. And today, featured by Stephanus and other people that we can name in our church. We give them recognition. We give you thanks for inventing all this. Thanks, Lord.